everybody, I'm Teacher Yusen, and today I'll be presenting to you about all of the important information that you will need to know about APMOPS. Starting with, what is APMOPS? Well, the word of it stands for the Asia Pacific Mathematical Olympiad for primary school, and it is organized by Hwa Chong Institution for all primary school students in Singapore to cultivate their interest in mathematical Olympiad. Alongside with RMO as well as APMOPS, they together form the three largest and most prestigious math Olympiad competitions in Singapore. So with that, what do we know about this competition? So let's take a look at this competition itself. Actually, for APMOPS, P5 and P6 students are encouraged to attend the competition. But there is a small catch. For P5 students, only 10 students per school are able to attend. Now you may be thinking, what about the paper that they are trying? Is there any difference between them? The answer is no. P5 and P6 students all use the exact same paper, and they share the same awards. Now you might be saying, oh, I want to register for the competition, but how do we register? Can I just go online and register for myself? No. The answer is that actually, you can only register through your MOE primary schools. No individual registrations or private candidates are allowed. So now we have already talked about the competition itself as well as how to register. Let us take a look at some important timelines that we have for APMOPS this year. Oh, what are the important timelines? We can take a look at January 13th. That's an invitational email that is sent out. So by then, you should be checking your emails regularly. And at the end of January 31st, the registration will be starting out all the way until the end of February. So you have one entire month to prepare for the registration of the competition. Followed by that, there will be a trial that runs for about 10 days for students to familiarize themselves with the competition. And then, the actual competition starts on the 17th of April. So with that, do remember to take note of these important timelines and make sure you do not miss out any information that is sent out by your respective schools. We have already talked about the timelines. What about what can we get for the competition and what is the competition like? Let's first take a look at the details of the competition. Well, where is it conducted? Just now we did mention that it is going to be an online examination. Oh, but what about the questions tested? Actually, there will be 30 short answered questions for the competition. And what is the timing like? Students are given a length of 2 hours to solve these 30 short answered questions. And that means about 4 minutes per question. That is quite short, to be fair. So with that being said, what about if the student gets into round 2? There's a slight difference between it. Instead of it being online, now the competition will just be held offline at Hwa Chong Institution. And now the question becomes different. They'll be doing 12 short answered questions and 2 more detailed questions which the workings are required to be written down. So with that being said, what is the timing that they provide for these questions? Actually, it is still very short. Still 2 hours to solve all of these questions. Oh, then if we have participated in the competition, maybe we'll get awards, right? How do we get those awards? Then, let us take a look at the individual awards. For the first round, well, out of all participants, roughly 20% of students will be able to get their awards. And that is about 600 awardees across the entire of Singapore. So with that being said, you can roughly know that there will be around 3,000 students participating in this entire competition. Starting with the highest award, which is the Platinum Award. It is only for the cream of the crop, about 1.5% of all students, or just top 50, whichever is lower. So that means that less than 50 students will be able to get the Platinum Award out of the 3,000 participants. For the Gold Award, what we know is that the next 2.5% or 70, whichever is lower. As well as for the Silver and the Bronze Award, there will be the next 6 as well as 10%. But the actual amount of awardees is not exactly confirmed. What we know is just about the percentages of them. Oh, what about those that did not get any awards? Well, they'll be getting a certificate of participation for the rest 80% of the participants. So as we can see, the competition for APMOPS is much more fiercer as compared to APMOPS as well as RMO. What about if you did well for round 1? You'll be able to get into round 2. But how? Actually, you will only be able to qualify for round 2 if you're within the top 50. Or basically it means that if you are getting a platinum medal, most likely you will be going to the invitational round. So with that being said, what about the prizes for the round 2 of it? Actually, the round 2 prizes are very, very amazing. Here they are. For the first prize, out of all of the participants, you'll be getting $500 plus a gold medal. Well, what about the second and third prizes then? You'll be getting cash prizes as well as medals too, all the way until the 10th prize. Then for the next 11 to 30, they'll be only getting a medal for the round 2. So we have talked about the awards, but what can we do about those awards? And actually, well, if you are able to get a platinum medal for APMOPS based on our previous students, you basically stand a very high chance of being accepted through DSA for their school. And also, if you are trying to DSA to other schools using Math Olympiad, it holds a very high amount of weight, as APMOPS is actually the hardest competition out of the 3 major competitions. So if you do well for this, it brings a big advantage for you compared to other participants. And that is all that I have to share for APMOPS. So if you have any other queries, feel free to contact me via my WhatsApp or WeChat over here, or you can drop a message below, and our teachers will be very glad to help you solve your queries. Alright, I'll be updating this channel very frequently. So with that being said, do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel below. Thank you and bye bye.